since last time. You remember I said I got all them ships and I didn't know what to do with them? I built this huge grinding machine. Hold on a sec. Should have made it daytime first. Kind of, yeah. There you go. Yeah, so it's a big pit filled with grinders. And oh, that one's broken. It doesn't matter. And all you need to do is get the services terminal. And there's precision mode. I'll turn the marker on. All that does, it gives you a marker where things will spawn. It spawns, like, I think just on top of that. I've got it mostly central. And I've been breaking up all my Factorum ships that I captured. So, nope, wrong button. Yeah, so I've got through most of them. One of the warships, I don't know what went wrong, but I was trying to retrieve it, and it wouldn't retrieve out of here. So I had to delete it with this. You just delete it with that. But yeah, I was in I tried here and I tried up in the space station. It just wouldn't come out, which is kind of annoying, but yeah, whatever. So I just thought I'd show you as I think this is pretty much the last one. So you retrieve it from storage, right? And that should come in here. Yep. And you turn the drills on. Not drills, grinders. That'll grind it down. Oh, right. Now, one thing I have learnt though, if there are thrusters that are still active, it will try to sort of like not crash, obviously, and that will damage your drills. Keep saying drills. Grinders. It will damage your grinders. But yeah, this pit was big enough for the warship. But when they spawn, you don't get to like orientate. Is it orient or orientate? Orientate them. So it just kind of falls down wherever. So that's why some of the lights are damaged. I had, you know, the real long one. I forget what it's called. But I had like 3 or 4 of them. And it spawned in, and the long bit came over here, crashed through here, broke off, and destroyed my parts bin, which was kind of annoying. And so I had to go under here, because it made a little briefcase. I had to go under here and put in a collector and sort of repipe it through. But yeah, yeah, that's gone already. That's quick. But I've scrapped pretty much all the Factorum stuff. I think that was pretty much the last bit. But check out how many like spare parts I've got now, right? I think this should be the main one. Right, so got a decent amount of stuff there, right? And this one should be full up. Yeah, because this is the one that sort of fell over. But all the superconductors, thrusters. It's like much easy way to check, in it. Yeah, just 2. But I've got like over 400,000 metal plates. No, so this is going to help me, because I think I've got to the point where I can sort of like do anything I want. I know you can anyway, but I'll get back to my station and I'll tell you what I mean. Oh, that was close. I came over here with my dampeners off and I nearly ran into the wall. Yeah, so anyway, what I mean is, like, I've done all the economy that I'm interested in doing, right? So the salvage ones I like, the combat ones I like, and lag I don't like. And I've got a ship that can just bitch slap the Factorum. So this ship can do pretty much any of the encounters, and it's very easy to repair. So I do want to put a Prototech jump drive in that. Speaking of Prototech, yeah. So I've got my 3D printer, so I can print anything out I want. And then back in here, remember when I almost had my Prototech assembler done? I got it done. I'll show you. But it was annoying because it was annoying because if you remember, this was standing up, and I built it like that. But then I thought, oh no, there's only one lower vent. The other one's on the top. So I had to grind out the structural platform, and I had to grind out like all the area under it. I made myself a tiny little ship that had a landing gear on it, And I had to sort of take that, rotate it, pull it down, and I put merge blocks on it to get it back. But yeah, that was kind of annoying. And I realised, because I'd done that, and I thought, oh, awesome, I've got Prototech assembler. So I ripped my old assembler out. But then I realised that the Prototech assembler bag only makes Prototech stuff. Don't know why it's so laggy. I did wait before I did this. But yeah, it only makes Prototech things, which is kind of annoying because I'd ground it all out. But bright side, I can make Prototech now. And with my grinding station, whatever you want to call it, scrapyard, that's what I called it. So I can get a lot of scrap very easily. So I can poke him on the ships, I can defeat the ships, I can poke him on the ships, I can grind them down to nothing, right? But then that's kind of gives you a problem, because where do you go from there? I've got a ship that I'm happy with, and I've got a base and infrastructure I'm happy with. So it's difficult to know what to do next. But I think what I'm going to do is focus on just building. I mean, I'm pretty happy with this base. I do want to add to it, but it's a case of I can actually learn to walk. Yeah, but it's a case of I don't want to just randomly add stuff. I want to actually plan it out. It's like I do want to have. I'm thinking, and I haven't done anything with it yet, but maybe back here I'll have like a similar thing to that, but not the same. But like have it half destroyed, and inside have it so that like I don't know, like windows or the steel plates there, so it looks like it blew out into the void and people just sort of just welded it like with plates and windows or whatever. And I want to have leaking atmosphere and things, but that's the kind of thing I really want to plan out, because I don't like just randomly building. I do like to plan things out. But yeah, I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go probably to Mars, and I'm going to start just building stuff because I like building. But I think what I'm going to do first is need to make one of these. So I should have enough for that. But yeah, I want to replace the jump drive. I won't do that right now. Also, I've got a mining ship. I think it's the long range miner. The long range miner. Now, I made this, I think, in my first ever YouTube video. I'm not sure. It might have been the second or third. But yeah, I made it in survival, and it's really, really good. I'll show you it when I've made it. But yeah, it's really good because it's got a jump drive. It's got a what's it called? Not a furnace, is it? One of these. Refiner. Yeah, jump drive, refinery, assembler, and it's really good. So I'm going to build myself that, and I'm going to jump to Mars, and I'm going to start building, and then I'll sort of talk about what else we're going to be doing from there. Because I think, as I say, I've done all I can infrastructure-wise. I haven't got any real interest in doing the other kind of missions on the economy. I might try them out one day, but at the moment, I just don't want to. And I do enjoy building, so I think I'm going to concentrate on building for a while. And I want to make it so that I've got like a building, at least a building, on every single planet and moon. And I'll try and sort of theme it and make them different. So in space, I think sort of crappy cyberpunk. Down on the moon, where I've got my scrapyard, that'll be more industrial. I would expand that, like put houses and stuff. Yeah, but I think Mars, it'll be sort of dusty frontier colony. I think that'll probably work. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to Mars, make my ship, I'll go to Mars and I'll build, then I'll show you around what I've built. But that's probably going to be a couple of hours for me, so yeah, I'll bring you back when I'm there, okay? Okay, the initial plan was to like get to Mars, build a load of stuff, then bring you back. But I spent quite a long time just upgrading my ships, so I thought I'd show you what's different. So this is my miner. And this is the first ever ship I built in survival. And can't remember, it was either the first or near the first episode I ever did on YouTube. But yeah, it's a really good miner. It's got it's got a refiner, an assembler, got an emergency generator, got a survival kit. You know, it works really good. So I'm going to poke him on that, and then we'll go to Mars. But I just thought I'd show you it because it just works really good, and I'm proud of it. I'm going to poke him on that real quick. If miner, bridge, probably the ice that's left behind. I'll get that in a second. Doesn't matter. But on my ship, I have upgraded it to Prototech. So I'll show you inside real quick. Oh yeah, the failed prototype and the other one of these I made, I ground them down. I thought, yeah, there's no point just hoarding ships. And there's no point just poking on them because I'm not really going to use them again. And if this ship ever gets so badly wrecked that I have to rebuild it, I can just shred it down and print out a new one. So it's not really a problem. In here is my Prototech Jumpy Drive. And at the moment it's got a range of about 6,000 miles or kilometers, whatever. So yeah, it's a massive upgrade. And I could put another one maybe, but I don't think I'd ever really need it unless I'm going into deep space. And I ground out like the 5,000 gyroscopes I had. And I've just got the ones I designed the ship to take. Also put in a couple of small reactors and small batteries. Yeah, just little tiny upgrades, but they work well. And I think what I'm going to do, now that I've got the ship all ready, and I've got my miner Pokemon, I'm going to make my way to Mars. And I think what I'm going to do is build a small frontier colony, maybe. But I haven't really decided yet. But I think what I'm going to do is I'll get there, and then I'll show you. I've got to see what's in. I want to take them. A lot of ice there, but I'll be bothered. It'll be fine. I can get more. Yeah, but I'm going to get there. I was going to take a load of the resources from there, but I don't want to overload my ship because I don't know if that will affect the jump distance. I assume it will. Let's get this in. So what I'm going to do, might as well put these all in there, and where's Mars? Do I have Mars marked? I don't want to overshoot it. Just between Mars and the moon. Yeah, I kind of want to upgrade the thrusters on this thing because it's a bit dangerous when I'm trying to maneuver. Alright, so we got 1979, right? So, yeah, could be 6,000, so pretty good. AUM. Go between Mars and Moon. 1. 7. Right. I kind of like the Prototech like jumping effect. It looks really cool, doesn't it? Whoop. Go. So I think what I'll do, this ship cannot land in an atmosphere. It will crash. Die. So yeah, that will kill it. It survives the Factorum, but a planet will kill it. Where's the moon? There it is. So I'm going to head to the moon. What should I? Would it be okay in atmosphere? It should be, right? I don't think nothing bad's going to happen to it. Famous last words. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to leave my ship here. I'll GPS it. That's GPS. Trilobite. I might be spelling trilobite wrong. I am dyslexic. But oh, wrong button. Hey. Right, there you go. Yes, I don't really need that visible right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Actually, I better take them hydrogen bottles. I had them in the miner for a reason, because Mars doesn't have a breathable atmosphere. Yeah, it does sting leaving all that ice behind, but I couldn't really bother to pick it up. And it's ice. You can get a lot more easily. Oh. We're going to pull out our miner. There we go. And we're gonna go to the Mars surface. It shouldn't take me too long to get there, but don't worry, I'll cut it out and just bring you back when I'm there. But I know that this ship can actually land safely. I think I'll head for that ice cap, because I will need ice when I get there. Did I check the asteroids along the way? Yeah, I'll check the asteroids along the way. I'll get some stuff going. I have got a refiner on this. Refiner, but I turned it off to save power. Yeah, so what I'm going to do a bit of mining, then I'll land on the planet, and we can see what we're going to be making. Okay. On that asteroid, I've got just a ton of stone, so I've set it to start making things. But as I say, I couldn't really load it up with resources because this ship, it can lift quite a lot, but it would crash if I overload it. So yeah, when I land, I'll have enough to start building, but I'm not going to have a huge amount. Just thought I'd show you. So should have enough to get going with. Okay, we're nearly landed. I've decided I'm going to head for kind of just sort of there-ish, near the polar ice cap. I think that might be a good place to start building. See you when I get there. Nearly landed. I have to be careful because this ship does not have landing gear. I couldn't fit any landing gear in it and have it still fit in the mines like I need it to. Can I slide? Now we should be fine. Yeah, so as I was saying, I think the idea going forward is I'm just going to be building, and I think the building, I like doing it, but it's also a very grindy stage. So I'm going to try and make it as easy as I can, and I'm going to try and theme my builds. So, like on Mars, obviously no atmosphere, no food, and I didn't bring any food with me on purpose, so I have to survive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have an algae farm, sort of. I'm going to go up with a pole, have wind turbines, go along like a big H, and have wind turbines. Then in the middle, it'll just be algae farms, and maybe some solar panels on the edges, because I think that kind of fits the theme of a colony. And also, because it's Mars, it's going to be one of the first colonies, right? So I thought I would double thick all my walls. So the outside, if I show you what I mean. Show you what I mean, right? So if I'm doing a building here, it will be... I'd put one. Let's just put it here. So I think the outside will be kind of blue and dusty. The blue is because it's like the opposite colour of orange, right? And it will stand out more. So I'm thinking if I have blue on the outside of the building, then on the inside it'll be cleaner, but not super clean. So it'll be like white but dusty. So like that. So all my buildings will be 2 blocks thick, which is a lot of work, but I think it'll be worth it because the outside will be kind of all dusty and dirty, and the inside will be a bit cleaner, like people actually live there and look after it. As I say, it's quite a grindy stage to be at. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plan out my builds properly. And I'm going to just sort of do build a build, then sort of do a tour of the building from now on. And that leads me to what else I'm going to do. I've kind of think I've reached the point in this game where, as I say, I can do what I want. I've got reliable resource income. I've got a ship that can handle itself, and I've got a really good miner. So all that's left now is building. So Conan Exiles has just had a Unreal Engine update, and I haven't played that game in years. And I used to really love it, and I just stopped playing it one day. So I think I'm still gonna do Space Engineers, but I'm gonna do some Conan Exiles as well, because, as I say, we're at the stage where all I can do is just build stuff, or just go and fight or whatever. But that's all easy. Unless maybe I make like smaller ships and see if I can take a fighter against the Factorum and do challenges like that. But honestly, at the moment, I don't really feel like doing that. So yeah, I've got to the stage where I'm just going to be building. So I'm just going to do Conan Exiles for a change, and then like do Space Engineers and spend some time planning out the builds and working on them. I think that'd be better. Then I can build more, because at the moment I'm trying to do 3 videos a week, like Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And it's quite difficult if you're doing a lot of building to get that like 3 done in a week. So yeah, I'm going to be splitting my time from that one. Now, I'm not done with Space Engineers, but yeah, I'm going to sort of put it on the back burner for a little while and play Conan for a bit. Just for a change. And also just so I don't get bored of the game. Because if you play the same game again and again and again and again, it gets boring. So yeah. Okay, this one's gone on a bit long, so see you later.